What was that? That's a little black dog named Muffin. When the days were hot, Muffin's family all went to the country. "We're off to the country," they said. "And you're going to the country too, Muffin, for the first time in your life. Only you're going there in a travel box." So the family put Muffin in his box. And they put him on the train that goes to the country. Muffin couldn't see outside the box, but Muffin could hear. He perked up his ears and he heard, "All aboard!" Then Muffin's family got into the airplane where dogs couldn't go, and they flew right over Muffin's train on their way to the country. Muffin could hear the far-off airplane, but he did not know that that was an airplane with his family in it. All night, Muffin heard the train. He wondered what it was. In the morning, the train stopped somewhere. What was that? What was that? What was that? Muffin knew what that was. Then they put Muffin's box with Muffin in it on a ferry boat. Muffin's family were waiting for him across the river. Muffin sat in his box. He couldn't see where he was going, but Muffin could hear. Feet were walking by, and the boat was shaking, and Muffin could smell a fishy smell. When they came to the shore, Muffin's box was carried off the boat, and all of a sudden, Muffin smelled his family, and he heard, "Why, here's our Muffin! Open the box, quick!" And out jumped Muffin, and there was his family, and there was Muffin in the country. At first it seemed very quiet. Then Muffin heard, that was a crow.
Hee-haw! Hee-haw! Hee-haw!
That was a donkey. That was a man chopping wood. What was that? That was a squirrel cracking nuts. That was a woodpecker. Then it was night, and the stars came out. Could Muffin hear that? All around in the country, it was dark, and Muffin began to hear the night noises. What was that? It was an owl. What was that? It was crickets. All through the long grasses and in the trees, there were little lights flashing on and off, little bug lights. Wink, wink, wink went the lightning bugs. But could Muffin hear that? And then a skunk went by, without a sound. Muffin walked past the pig pen. What was that? That was a field mouse. Then Muffin took a walk into the night and he walked past the frog pond. What was that? And then Muffin was sleepy, so he went back into the house. All was quiet except for... Then he heard a soft... What could that be? It was a soft little pussycat, warm and sleepy, and Muffin curled up with the soft little pussycat. And then Muffin fell asleep, and he didn't hear any more noises, not even the wind.